From an unremarkable retired veteran, he turned himself into a social media personality, riding the wave of clicks all the way to ESPN's finals coverage. Then he linked up with LeBron, launching a podcast that reached audiences around the world. Finally, in 2024, he earned the trust of the Lakers front office to hand him the head coaching job. Since taking over, he has faced challenges in maximizing Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves, while also impacting Jared Vanderbilt and Dolan Connect's roles. J.J. Redick's decisions have raised questions among fans. Coaching isn't the same as podcasting. Talking the game off the court doesn't always translate to coaching success on it. Especially for Redick, who had zero prior coaching experience after retirement, aside from a brief stint as Lonzo Ball's shooting coach in New Orleans. Stepping into the spotlight of the Lakers, a team drowning in media attention, felt like a massive leap. Before Luka and Austin got injured, Redick had just guided the team to a 50-win season for the second straight year. He became the first Lakers head coach since Phil Jackson to lead the team to back-to-back 50-win seasons. For a rookie coach, that's remarkable. And it was partly because of him that the Lakers avoided the play-in and finished in the Western Conference top 6 for 2 straight years. For fans used to the Lakers barely making it out of the first round, this was progress. But the cost may have been significant. In the 2024-25 season, Davis played 38 of the first 41 games before going down against the 76ers. That game marked Davis's final appearance in a Lakers uniform. Before this, no coach had pushed him to that kind of workload that early in a season. In Game 4 of the first-round playoffs against the Timberwolves, Redick basically went full Thibodeau, playing LeBron, Luka, Austin, Hachimura, and Finney-Smith the entire second half, an almost unheard-of workload in a playoff game. LeBron was already 40 years old, and Luka was battling a stomach bug. The result? Together in the fourth quarter, they combined to go just 1-for-7, yes, 7 shots, 1 make. The Lakers scored only 19 points in the final period and lost after a Timberwolves comeback. By the 2025-26 season, the problem became more noticeable. Redick not only failed to adjust his coaching methods but also leaned more toward publicly calling out players. After a Christmas Day blowout loss to the Rockets, he publicly criticized the team. There are always some guys on this team who refuse to make the right choices, and it's always the same guys. That marked his 6th public criticism of his players' mistakes and lapses that season. And at times, accountability has become part of the conversation as well. This season, the Lakers aren't so much a dual-core team as they are 2 guys carrying everything on their shoulders. We've seen too many games that should have been easy wins get dragged all the way to the final seconds, with the big 3 forced to carry the load just to close them out. Especially in March, Luka averaged 37.1 minutes per game, more than in any other month of his career. Before his injury, Austin logged 39.9 minutes per game over 11 contests from March 8th to March 27th, the highest mark in the league. Redick knew this would wear his players down early. But given the expectations from the media and the Lakers front office, he had little room for error. So his priority shifted heavily toward winning. While Redick excels at communication and can get every superstar under him to play hard, he has struggled to balance the needs of the role players and young guys. Frustrated at times, that tension has shown in his interactions with Vanderbilt. Adou Thiero's talent is undeniable, but this season, he played only 22 games, totaling 129 minutes. It made it difficult to build trust with the role players. Redick also couldn't consistently tailor his approach to his players' strengths. Pressure may have limited his willingness to expand their roles. Fans complained every day about the Lakers bench underperforming. Did Redick actually give them a chance? The biggest victim, without question, was Dolan Connect. People say he lost confidence after the Mark Williams trade fell through, but the reality is, his role within the team became increasingly constrained this season. Last year, he had a 37-point game and was dubbed the Lakers' own Clay, even showing the potential to compete for Rookie of the Year. Under Redick this season, Connect had almost no margin for error. One mistake, and he was subbed out, followed immediately by a DNP. Luka and Austin's injuries, combined with LeBron's age, left Redick with no safety net. His system limitations and recent struggles in maximizing talent have become more visible in recent games, and at that point, JJ had no real margin for error. He didn't have the kind of luck Tyronn Lue had in 2018. After all, the core he's working with isn't a 34-year-old LeBron James. The media and the fans had grown increasingly critical. The Lakers stars were exhausted before the regular season even ended. The players were close to breaking. Vanderbilt was the first, and likely not the last. And heading into next season, the biggest question may no longer be about the players, but about Redick himself.